Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Billy. Today I would like to share with you two shirt dresses with ruffled details at the collar and also at the cuffs. And the dresses are made from a bodice that is modified from my monster shirt by the French pattern company Dress Your Body, and the skirt is from a most beloved New Look pattern, a New Look 6843 View A. And for more information about the evolution of the modification of this dress, please check out my videos number 49 and 51, and also videos 51A through 51D for details on construction on several aspects of the details of this shirt dress. The first dress that I will share with you today is this one here, a very bright floral dress made from 3 yards of quilting cotton that I purchased from Joann.com. And this dress is lined with yellow viscose rayon that I purchased from fabrichosale.com. And so here is a close-up of the print itself. As you can see, it's incredibly bright, and I will tell you more in detail about the sort of the origin of my choice for this pattern or this fabric. So what happened was I also follow Oscar de la Renta on my Instagram. And this year it seems like Oscar de la Renta is doing quite a bit of very bold, large print floral. And I really liked it. And so I looked in my fabric stash to see what I have. And this one jumps out. And because, it's spring, I thought, okay, let me do something a little more daring, and instead of standard black or fairly monochrome for folks in New York City. So I decided to use this fabric for that dress. And after I cut it out, I actually had some second thoughts about this. I decided maybe it was just really too bright, but I already cut out the pattern pieces already, so it was kind of late. And so it was just sitting there, and then I needed to wait for the lining fabric to arrive because I did not have anything that's yellow, and I kind of put some white cotton ball underneath to see how that will work. And I feel that if I had used yellow, it would allow kind of keep the vibrant yellow more than if I had lined it with a white cotton ball or cotton rayon viscose. So I decided to buy some yellow rayon viscose. And one of the really good websites in the US is this Fabric Wholesale. The pricing is very good, and also the quality is really on par with viscose rayon that I have purchased from other websites that are usually about twice as much. So anyway, so after I got the lining fabric in, I was really kind of, I don't know if it's amused. I would not call myself shocked, but I guess it was a bit amused because just how yellow it is. As you can see here from a picture of the lining, it is very much kind of like Kool-Aid artificial yellow kind of yellow. It is so bright, and it was such a big oil for me at the time because I was just like, wow, this is super bright. But then because I already cut out the exterior fashion fabric, so I was like, okay, let me just continue with this anyway. And so that's what I did. I just continued on. And because I wasn't sure how much I would like this dress, so I decided to did all the construction with machine. If you check out my other videos, a lot of times I finish the placket and also the collar and also the cuff, the inside, by hand to give myself a invisible sort of stitching, so the stitching does not show whatsoever. But this one I decided I didn't feel like putting in the time, because if I had done this hand stitching for these areas, it would easily take about an additional 3 hours, and I just didn't feel like it. So I just did everything by machine. But actually, am really happy about how it worked out, actually, because the machine stitching for the collar portion is totally hidden by the collar. When for example, this is where the machine stitching is, and actually you could not see whatsoever because it is covered by the collar. And also I top stitched this portion. I'm not sure how well you can see, but it really is not visible, and it looks very clean anyway. And same thing with the cups, like there's a line of top stitching here, and then another line of top stitching here, just so that they are sort of symmetrical in the top stitching. And so that there are 2 buttons here. And so here's a picture of what I did to ensure that the top stitching is perfectly even or straight. And what I discovered was by using the blind hem foot of the machine, which already has this sort of a center divider thing, and I just lined up that divider piece against the edge of the fabric. Then I just adjust how far away from that edge that I want the stitching to go. And then that way it really makes things so much easier, because then it really ensures that the stitching is straight. And also I don't have to be, looking at the thing so carefully when I was stitching. So it works out so great. So I really do highly recommend, using this method. Overall, this dress is exactly the same as the blue cotton voile dress that I talked about in video 51. So if you're interested in seeing the same design in a different color and also fabric, please check it out. So otherwise, there is no sort of additional new sort of modification that I did. Overall, I am very happy about this dress, and I just really love the sort of ruffle details. I just think it's very girly, and I thought it would go very well with this print. I figured might as well go big or go home. So I decided just go all out, using this fabric. And after it was all done and I tried it on, I actually was really happy about how it worked out, even though it's incredibly bright. And nobody would miss me, if I'm walking down the street, etc., which may not be a good thing right now in New York City. But overall, I'm really happy how this works out. It didn't look juvenile as I had originally feared that it would be. So it works out great. And then so when things get back to normal, this is actually a good dress to wear to a networking event, because then when you go to some large networking event, you will have hundreds of people, and then that's kind of one way to allow myself to stand out without looking ridiculous. So overall, I'm happy. And also, I'm just thinking that this is exactly why I love making my own clothes, because it is simply impossible to, short of having something custom made, to have something that fits me so well, since my measurements are not particularly, it's not a standard size type of thing. So I am just really happy how this works out, and despite my initial reservations about the choice of fabric, I'm really glad how it works out. So overall, a success. And so here is a quick video of this floral dress, and I paired it with a pair of 3.5-inch pointed toe heels that I dyed myself. And so for information about how I dyed permanently leather shoes, please check out my videos number 25. The second dress that I will share with you today is this one here, made from 3 yards of about 55-inch wide cotton eyelet fabric that I purchased from fabric.com. And so here's a close-up of the fabric itself and also the eyelet of embroidery. And also because this is a, solid color, you can see the ruffle details a bit better. And also like this, like a little wide band, narrow band here, and then this is the ruffle details. And then here I also did it's a lapped cuff, so like here, and then but I don't really need to open it to get in and out of, because this is a 3/4 length sleeve, exactly the same one that I also used for the pink cotton ball dress in my video number 49. So about the choice of this fabric is I've been wanting to make something from Eyelet, but a lot of times, they were just not 100% cotton. And so I wanted to avoid that. So when I saw this on fabric.com, I immediately fell in love with it. And also the price was very reasonable, so very budget friendly. And so after I got it home, I guess it finally registered to me the scale of the embroidery. And as you can see, sometimes the holes are kind of large. So very early on, I knew right away that whatever garment I made from this fabric, it will have to be, I'm not sure if it's called underlined. Basically, for the exterior layer of the fabric, I would actually have one layer of this cotton Eyelet fabric, which I think is actually a embroidered cotton voile, so it's very thin and fairly translucent. And then I underlined it with a layer of cotton voile that I also purchased from fabric.com. So basically what I did was just cut out 2 of everything, and then even though normally I do not serge a garment that is fully lined. In this case, I did serge all the edges of every single pattern piece for the bodice, the sleeves, and also the skirt. I didn't do it for the other details because that would just create too much bulk. So that was what I did. And then after that, I lined this dress with white viscose rayon that I also purchased from fabric.com a while back. And so there are now 3 layers of this dress, so it's a little warm, but it definitely needed that. And overall, I am really happy how this dress turned out. It's exactly what I thought it would be, and it's very summery, even though obviously with 3 layers it does get a little warm. And so about the design, is exactly the same as the yellow floral dress. A few changes I made was, obviously, number one, I used the 3/4 length sleeves instead of the other one, which is full length. And I am very partial to 3/4 length sleeves because I feel like, when I am working, sometimes the full length sleeves kind of get in the way, and, working at my desk, typing away on my computer. And so I generally just really like 3/4 length sleeves. So this is difference number one. Difference number 2 is this time I actually did it properly. So what happened was the other one, I actually reduced the length of the collar a bit. So as you can see, the collar officially starts after the placket here, because the other one actually, it kind of encroached into the space here. And so for this version, I reduced the length to take into account the additional length or width that would be added on to the collar by the ruffle piece. So that's kind of what happened. And for the ruffle constructions, for both the cuff and also for the collar, the ruffle piece itself, the pieces themselves are not underlined with cotton voile. But the rest of it, so for example, the collar stand, the bodice, the sleeves, and also the skirt are all underlined. And then because this one, originally when I was designing this, I decided to skip the pockets because I thought that it would just be too bulky. But now in hindsight, I don't think it would have been too bulky. I could have added the pockets. And because this dress is, with underline, so I think it should be fine, because generally I'm not a fan of pockets showing sort of you can see the silhouette of the pocket from outside. But I don't think that would be a concern here. And the number 3 change I did was actually a simple change of how I sew the button, where I sew the button. So in this case, last time, if I just, when I lay the dress flat to determine where the buttons should be sewn, if I just line them up perfectly, they actually there will be a little gaping, because then when I put on the dress, even though it's not tight, it would naturally extend it a little bit more. So then when I was determining the placements of the buttons, I made sure the 2 plackets overlap a little bit more. And so by the time I put it on, now, I think it looks a lot better. And so this is very straight. And so this is what happened overall. So and I really love the color. I just think it's so darling. So this is what this dress looks like. Also, another difference about the construction of this white eyelet cotton dress versus the yellow floral dress earlier is how I finished the hem. Traditionally, I prefer to finish the hem with the invisible foot of my sewing machine, because I prefer, just like very minimum appearance for the hem finish. But in this case, I actually finished it with a simple straight hem, such as this way here. And so this is what the inside looks like. As you can see, this is a cotton voile that I underlined it, and then, the separate lining. And so this is what happened, because then I decided to do a simple straight stitch for the finish, is that if I use the blind hem foot, it may not catch both layers of the exterior fabric, and then so then the finish may not be so secure. So I just decided to finish it with a simple straight hem, and it works out fine. So overall, I am very happy about this white cotton voile eyelet dress. So here is a quick video of this white cotton eyelet dress, and I paired the dress with a pair of 3-inch fabric heels from Burberry. That is sort of a tartan design, and that I purchased from Woodbury Commons about 16 or maybe even 17 years ago. And just FYI, Woodbury Commons is a outlet mall that is about 45 minutes drive from New York City. And these shoes are probably my favorite shoes in my entire shoe collection. So I never wear them unless the weather is optimum, i.e., perfectly dry, sunny, and that's kind of how I was able to keep the shoes in very good condition even after all this time. So anyway, I digress. So this white cotton dress, I'm happy about how it turned out. It's very summery, and I really love it, even though being all white is a little high maintenance when I wear it, because New York City, I'm sure, like all major cities, things are dusty and it gets dirty quite easily. But because it's all cotton, so I can easily hand wash it, just in cold water. And so I do not need to use dry cleaning. And actually I have not used dry cleaning for so long, because I have found that it has not been necessary, and also now that I am making my own clothes and I pre-wash everything, so I am able to just wash everything by hand in cold water, and it has worked out very well. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. And so please do stay safe, be well, and I hope I will see you soon. Bye bye.